so that you would think. Let's continue on next question.
Okay, this we're going to wrap up with this question here. So we're coming up on a good 2-hour slot, and I think this is really an excellent one to close on. What should, which kind of goes on to what you were talking about, why do we have the Torahs to give us instructions on how we should live? With that thought, what should a Noahide's religious life or just lifestyle look like now that he or she is no longer Christian or Messianic? What are the main things that should change?
So let me answer you in a way that I don't think the listener anticipates. And that is, you should look at Messianic prophecy, and that's how you should know. I do a lot of shows. I don't know what show I say what on, but Messianic prophecy tells us what the world should look like in an ideal state. Do you get what I'm saying? So if Messianic prophecy tells us that Gentiles are to come to the Jew and say, teach us about God, that doesn't mean that type of behavior should only begin when the Messiah comes. It means that's the ideal way to live for a Gentile in any state, in any epoch of human history. So the first thing is that if the Zechariah tells us that Gentiles are supposed to be coming to Jews, and Isaiah tells us the role of the Jew is to be an Or L'Goyim, a light to the nations, Isaiah 49, that means that Gentiles are to be learning from the Jewish people, from the sages of Israel. And I don't mean learning from the Jews who write for the New York Times. It means from Torah Jews. And the first thing is that it doesn't mean that Gentiles shouldn't teach Gentiles. And I'm not saying that. Basically, that's not the approach you should take. The first thing is that you should find yourself rabbis, Torah, God-fearing Jews to learn from. This is what Hashem wants. This is the role of the Jew for you. We are a kingdom of priests. Exodus chapter 19, verse 5 and 6. The first thing is, I want those of you who don't know you're Jewish or you don't think you're Jewish to listen to the Jewish people. Don't start coming up with your own stuff. You're gonna find if you have this kind of Gentiles teaching Gentiles, you're going to find yourself in all kinds of movements and all kinds of sects and bleeding, all kinds of blood moon and all kinds of stuff off the wall. Stay focused on the Jewish people and learn from them. The second thing is that there are commandments that are for the non-Jew. Make sure that when you are faithful to the God of Israel, that when you are honest in business, it's one of the 7 Noahide laws. When you pay, if you're an employer, you have people that work for you, and when you pay them, you must pay them on time. It's a very grave sin not to pay your employees on time. When you do that, when you pay them immediately, not make them wait, don't say in your heart, oh, I'm paying them on time because I think it's the right thing to do. If just once in your life, you go to Walmart and you hand the girl a $100 bill for a $22 item, and she hands you back 20s, but she hands you back 5 20s, instead of, 3 20s, whatever. It means the 20s are stuck together, and now it's up to you because those 20s are new bills and the girl didn't notice it. She gave you too much change, and you're standing there with that dilemma. I can kind of use that extra $40 of these crisp bills, but it would be theft.
Right.
Keep it.
Indeed.
Do this. Say this. Say this. Say, I am going to give back that money. Why? Not because it's right to me, not because of my conscience would not be able to abide if I did return money, but because the God of Israel commanded me to be honest and not to steal. If you do that even once in your life, you have given God a kiss. That's how to be a Noahide.